yell at me for continuing to pet him after you.
All right, let's graph one from the start to finish. First thing we need to look at is end behavior. End behavior starts with my leading term, which is 2x cubed. 2x cubed tells me I have odd degree positive. Odd degree positive means I have left down, right up. It also tells me I have 3 zeros because it's a third degree, so I'm looking for 3. All right. Got some ideas. It also tells me I should have what? 2 terms, because again, 3 minus 1. Step 2, I'm looking for zeros and multiplicity. Now this one's not factored for me. So this one, I have 4 terms. So I've got to do some grouping. I've got to do some factoring on this one. So I got 2x cubed plus x squared minus 8x minus 4. It's 4 terms, I group. I look at the front half, I have a GCF of x squared. I look at the back half, I have a negative 4. So I have x squared gives me a 2x plus 1. I have 2x plus 1. Parentheses are the same, so I have a 2x plus 1, x squared minus 4. I look. Factor further? Nope. Can I factor further? Yes. He's a difference of squares. So I have an x plus 2 and an x minus 2. So I went from his standard form to his factored form. So at this point, I can now find my zeros. Let's take each one, set it equal to 0, and solve. Subtract 1, divide by 2, so I get x equals negative 1/2. And looking at this, multiplicity is a 1, which is on. That means he crosses. So my first 0 is negative 1/2, comma 0. M colon 1, we have a cross. Next one, subtract 2, I get x equals negative 2. Multiplicity is odd, so I get m colon 1. We have another cross. So negative 2, comma 0, m colon 1, cross. Add 2. X equals 2. Multiplicity of 1 because no power again. Again, odd multiplicity, we get a cross. All right, I have step 2 done. Step 3 is my y-intercept. And how do I find my y-intercept? I'm not going to use this format. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to plug in 0 for each one. Well, 2 times 0 cubed plus 0 squared minus 8 times 0 minus 4. Well, that's 0, that is 0, and that is 0, leaving me negative 4. I have my y-intercept. At this point, I'm ready to divide and conquer. So again, remember, at this point, we kind of start ready to graph. All right, what do I have? I have a negative 1/2. I have a negative 2, a positive 2, and a negative 4. So I have all my points. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down 2x plus 1, x plus 2, and x minus 2. I need test points around each of my zeros, left and right. So at x equals negative 2, I need something to the left of it. So I'm going to use negative 3. Again, when I plug it in, what I'm worried about, negative, positive. I need something between negative 2 and negative 1/2. I like negative 1 myself. I need something between negative 1/2 and 2. Again, 0 is fair game. And now I need something to the right of positive 2. So let's go 3. Well, the one that we can kind of skip over is 0 because we already know he's negative. Okay? My end behavior says I start down, so I'm going to kind of pencil it in. Okay? So this is what it should turn out, how I start. So if I plug in negative 3, 2 times negative 3 gives me a negative 6. Oops. I'm off. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 1, still a negative. Negative 3 plus 2, that's negative 1. And negative 3 minus 2, well, that's still negative. A negative times a negative is positive, and positive times a negative is negative. That confirms I'm below the x-axis. All right, this says I should be crossing, so that means I should cross and go above. Let's see. Next test point, which says this point between this area is where I'm testing now, because I'm at negative 1. So if I plug in negative 1, negative 1 times 2 gives me negative 2 plus 1. Well, that's still negative. Negative 1 plus 2, well, that's actually a positive 1. And negative 1 minus 2, that's still a negative. So a negative times a positive is a negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So yes, we've proven that we are going up, but we come back down because at negative 1/2, it says I have an odd multiplicity, means I cross. At 0, we already proven that we're at negative, so it means we're going to come down to negative 4 and come down and cross. And at positive 2, we should cross because multiplicity is there. So we're going to test positive 3 to see, make sure that we are above the x-axis. So if I plug in 3 here, well, that's 6, and 6 plus 1, that's positive. If I plug in 3 here, 3 plus 2, well, that's positive. And 3 minus 2, well, that's 1, that's still positive. And a positive times a positive times a positive, well, guess what? That's positive, proving that, yes, after 2, we are above the x-axis. And there is our rough graph. There is one from start to finish graphing a polynomial. Good luck.